Welcome back to the channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is showing all of Sarah and Tune's cars. So I came down to Phoenix or Tucson. I don't know where I'm at, but in Arizona, helping Sarah with her Celica, doing all the body work. But she said she was going to show me her Quattro in her
Ranger. URQ. There's my URQ.
Yeah, this is nice. Actually, I think this is nicer.
What, the Ranger?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ranger's pretty immaculate.
I like the pinstripes.
They're factory. It's a DSO, dealer special order package in Calypso green metallic. So I think it was an optional color for STX package trucks, but on XLTs you had a dealer special order it. And it's got a weird options group. I got the original window sticker from my grandma, ordered the truck. And I got like the calendar. When you buy a new car, they give you like the calendar of you standing next to your new vehicle. I have the calendar of my grandma standing next to the truck when she bought it new.
Yeah, so that's pretty special. I mean, this is like the Back to the Future Toyota Tacoma, but it's a Ranger.
It's the truck I learned how to drive on. She taught me how to drive on this. I actually have the original clutch from it, which would be the clutch I learned how to drive a stick on. So I kept the old clutch. We zinc coated a bunch of stuff. And I gotta lube the hood and shoot it a bit better. It's like brand new.
This is probably the nicest Ranger out there, like ever.
Yeah.
I don't think all of them are just like work trucks that have been beat to death.
Yeah. It's like brand new still underneath here. I just kind of cleaned up the engine and re-zinked all the hardware. And
yeah, I mean, it just looks like a showroom conditioned truck.
I forgot to hook up the little
light.
You gotta hook that up. The wire's just tucked down there.
It is just plastic liner.
Yeah, and underneath the liner, like it's almost completely scratch free underneath there. So I took the liner out thinking it was gonna be full of rust because it came from New Hampshire. Pulled the liner out, wiped down the bed, and it's literally all glossy and brand new paint underneath it still.
Yeah, so it's probably never had like a bunch of concrete thrown in the bed of it.
Just leaves from when she'd go to like break leaves, and then she'd take it to the plant nursery and she'd get like plants and stuff with it.
Yeah.
And the interior is like new still. Every single thing works on the inside.
Yeah, it smells like a nice truck, not a like sweaty, like bunch of people sweating it.
Sticky old gym bag.
Yeah, you know the trucks.
Yeah.
They all have like a very similar smell in them.
Yeah.
It's like sweaty work truck.
Yeah.
She had these little things, like in the last 2-3 years of her life, because she wasn't driving it as much, but she had little mice bait things inside that smell like cedar.
Yeah.
Because it just sat inside the garage, so. Yeah, underside of it is literally frame off, like everything's new, all zinced hardware and powder coated suspension parts.
Yeah.
I put Bilstein 5100s on it, so upgraded that. And rebuilt the rear axle, upgraded that too. And then of course the Workmeisters.
Yeah, that's. I thought those were just like the American racing.
No, I put Workmeisters on it.
On everything.
Slight flex.
Yeah, I like work wheels.
I still have the original wheels, but they just like have pitting and the clear coat.
These look like they would be like a factory wheel almost.
Yeah,
right?
Well, that's why she picked them.
I wanted the exact same spec as the factory wheel, but added 6 millimeters of offset to slightly bring it out a tiny bit, but not enough to make it flush. It's still inside the wheel well.
Yeah.
And like these, Fred color matched the original. It's like a metallic gunmetal satin paint that was on the flares.
Yeah.
And he color matched it, and I reshot those because they had like some scratch and chips and stuff in them.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the Audi, I was supposed to pick up a newer version of one of these, but then I got kind of boned on the deal. But this thing is super clean too. It took you a while to get the exhaust right?
Yeah, so they make them to order at Tube Bennett, and it was all in the downpipe. They had something off in the geometry for the downpipe, so it threw the angle of the entire cap back off. So we just fixed the downpipe by cutting the flex pipe and like tweaking the flex pipe, and then everything lined up perfect after that.
Yeah.
But it's a 40,000 original mile car. So it's like non-restored, it's just cleaned up. This is how the car use.
Yeah. And where did you get this one from?
So Two Bennett in California, they restore these cars. They had it sitting in their showroom, and it was just advertised on their website. It wasn't listed anywhere else for sale. And I was looking at importing one, and I went to Two Bennett's website just to see like what parts they had available. And then you go in the parts section, and then it says like complete cars. I was like, oh, okay. So I clicked on that, and I saw this sitting there. I was like, and I looked out. I was like, look at the mileage. I was like, holy crap. I was like, I have to buy this car. I was like, you're not going to find another one like this. So
Yeah, it's probably spent most of its life inside.
It was abandoned for like 7 or 8 years.
It got abandoned at a muffler shop.
Yeah.
And the dude that bought it kept driving by it, knew what it was, bought it. And Two Bennett does conversions where they take long wheelbase cars and they convert them to short wheelbase cars.
Yeah.
And this was going to be the donor to convert it to a short wheelbase car. But when they took it to Two Bennett, the guys at Two Bennett were like, no. This is like way too clean of a survivor car to just chop it up and make we'll find you a different one. Sell this one and recoup some funds, so that's...
Yeah, that's
so I think I have all the documents from it. Like there was a folder or a little envelope with all the service records, all the documents came with the car. So we think the original owner, because it was abandoned for like almost a decade, we think the original owner must have passed away or something, and it just got left at the muffler shop. So the guy that bought it from the muffler shop did all like the legal work to get it correctly put in his name.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think it was like 2-owner before that guy got it. It was a 2-owner car.
Yeah.
I found a Jalopnik article they did on this from when it sold on Bring a Trailer, I think to like late 2000s. Bring a Trailer must have been like really young website.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to find it. I have it saved, but it said all the stuff that was done to the car. So it was an ABT tuning package that was on this car, which it didn't have the exhaust anymore. It had a stock one, so I put the Two Bennett turbo back on it. But it has like the ABT gauge cluster, the boost controller.
The guy might have had to take it off because it was in California.
Yeah.
The exhaust.
Supposedly the ABT cars had a different cam, which we haven't been able to verify, but when you start this thing up, it definitely sounds like it's
it chops. So
yeah. So I don't know, it's kind of like not a lot known about some of that stuff, but I didn't really dig into it.
Yeah, it could have been a similar situation with like the one I was supposed to get. The guy went to jail and then it was just sitting at his friend's house and he wanted to get rid of it.
It's super like unobtainium parts like the taillights and some
it
other
has
stuff on them that are like
Franconi taillights that are on it. And then it has the Euro spec bumpers, Euro spec headlights, and then the 15x8 Ronals that are on there. Usually these have like a 15x7, so it's got the short wheelbase wheels. Actually, no, the short wheelbase wheels are 15x9. I think these are just European spec ones, so the 15x8.
Yeah.
So I re-powder coat the wheels because like someone had machined the face on them at one point in time, and they only came in Zermatt silver or white. So I believe these were originally white, and like I was thinking about doing it white, but I was like, well, the ones that were on there, they had painted them something similar to Zermatt silver.
Yeah.
So I just powder coated it basically like what Zermatt silver looks like, but satin instead of gloss.
Yeah, I think they look good. I think it'd be too much white.
Yeah. And then I found a set of AP Racing brakes for it in the UK.
You would find some AP Racing brakes.
It's got AP Racing big brakes on it.
That's nice, and it has the smaller wheels, so you wouldn't expect it.
Yeah. And then I found the matching European spec smoked bumper lights to go with the Franconi tails. Normally they're amber, so I have the amber set, and I figured those match better with the Franconi tails on it. So
Yeah, I like these. I like this lip.
yeah, I think the lip is just stock for the European spec bumper.
Yeah.
The US bumpers are ugly. They stick way out.
Is that like a pinstripe on the bottom, kind of?
Yeah, it's supposed to have it all the way down. It's peeling a couple spots. But
Oh yeah, I see it now.
I'm kind of hesitant to like replacing anything because I just paint corrected it, and like there's some etching in the clear coat here and there. I could have wet sanded it out, but I was checking the paint depth, and it's like 4 to 6 mils throughout the car, and I didn't want to like risk burning through anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I'd just leave it. It looks great.
and it
I mean,
has,
it's probably one like in the top of the nicest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like low mileage Survivor Quattros.
Yeah.
I forgot the exact numbers. I researched it when I bought it. I think altogether in the U.S., the span of 3 or 4 years that they sold them here, there was 664 sold in North America, and then this year 83. I think it was like 200 and change, 226 or something.
Yeah.
This year. So there's and most of them. Most of them got raced, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'd expect a lot of them to be like race cars.
Or sold in northern climates where it was a rust belt and they didn't survive.
Yeah.
And this, I dry ice blasted the underside, and there's like original grease pencil marks on the underside from when it was built. There's like no corrosion anywhere under the car, so
yeah,
it's super, super clean. And it had a period correct aftermarket seats in it that they reupholstered to match the fabric of the back.
Is that brown?
Yeah, it's
like
brown leather.
Like a really dark brown. It
Yeah.
looks black.
So they reupholstered it to match the rest of the interior, but these are aftermarket.
Yeah.
They're a Flow Fit, I think.
Flowfits,
yeah,
yeah.
Flow Fit was the brand of them. But they're really comfy. It's got like the little adjustable thigh bolster that you can slide in and out.
Yeah, like the kind of like the M3s.
And I replaced like the shift boot and the e-brake boot because they were just like deteriorating, so I replaced those. I'm debating about trying to replace the carpet because it's just really.
Do they make a replacement carpet?
Yeah, but it'll probably fit like crap. It's just faded, like it's not worn anywhere, so I might take it out and dye it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Just do like the Gen Zers and bust out the spray paint can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get like one of those 55-gallon Brute trash cans and fill it up with hot water and Rit dye and
Yeah.
like soak the carpet.
That's what I did with That's what I did with a 240 SX carpet. I just put it got one of those garbage cans.
Yeah.
And just like rolled it up and filled it with the water and the dye and let it soak for a week. And it was like perfectly black.
Really?
Yeah.
We might have to try that.
It's weird, the carpet in here though, it's not, I forgot. I talked to Dave, he was the mechanic for Ken Block.
Yeah.
And he was telling me like all kinds of details on these things and the color that the carpet would have came in. I don't believe the carpet was pure black in this.
Put like a gray.
I think they had one that was like a grayish black and one that was a dark brown. So I forgot the name of the color specifically what he said, but I want to be careful I don't like dye it the wrong color.
Yeah.
Because I replaced the deck lid fabric that was like completely just destroyed, and I found
It was totally sun bleached.
Yeah. A place.
It was like purple.
It was like green.
Yeah, green.
Oh.
Yeah.
Highland Quattros in, I think they're in Ireland. They have a bunch of parts, so I found an actual carpet for it, and I put it
Like
back
the
on.
original one they had peeled off of a deck lid.
These bleached or are they just tan?
The glass?
No, the
No,
sun
they're
visor?
tan. The
Okay.
whole roof is actually like stitched tan leather. It's really weird. It's got like giant pattern of like stitched leather up there.
Oh yeah. So we came over to Sarah's shop and we're gonna check out a few cars. Well, one car I've seen before, the MR2.
You haven't seen it since I put the Regas on it. And
I haven't seen it since it barely ran and drove.
Yeah.
So now it looks like a brand new car.
Yeah.
All Sarah's brand new cars that are 20 years old.
This thing originally, when I got it, had 69,000 miles on it. Low mileage
Yeah, low mileage.
car. Yeah, you haven't seen it since I did the flex fuel and standalone, and I went and like literally ordered any OEM Toyota part that was still in inventory, like new old stock, like the wiper cowl. It's brand new OEM Toyota part. Put all new Toyota weather stripping on it. I have the door sill pieces brand new over
Yeah.
there somewhere, and then I ordered from Japan Parts. I got the MR2G Limited rub molding strips. They're like a dark burgundy color.
Yeah.
I found those and I have those. I gotta put them on still.
So the one thing I found out with JDM parts is sometimes like the VR4 when I order a bunch of new stuff, if you order it in the United States, Japan will actually fill it because they have it in their warehouse, but the United States warehouses don't have it. So they'll show it as 0. But if they place an order, sometimes if the Japanese warehouse actually still has it in stock, they'll have like 50 of them and they'll fulfill the one in the US. So that's how I got that brand new glass roof for my VR4, the rear wing, and the brand new hatch.
I should try. I want to get a brand new OEM Toyota windshield for it.
Yeah.
Because it's got the original glass, but it's pitted.
Yeah.
And I tried using ceranium oxide to polish it because it had wiper scratches. And it worked for that, but now the pits have ceranium oxide in them, and that's not coming out. Like, I've tried everything.
Yeah.
So I want a brand new OEM Toyota windshield for it. I'll have to check and see if I can find it through there then.
Yeah, so this thing looks way better. You said you were going to do different brakes?
Yeah, I got the 94 turbo brakes, because it's just got the 91 non-turbo brakes on it right now. So I got a set of front 94 turbo calipers, and then I'm going to put endless pads, rotors, and lines on it. And then once I get it, I still haven't got it tuned yet since I did the standalone, so I'm going to get it tuned.
Yeah, just get it on a dyno and have somebody remote tune it.
Yeah, I was trying to find a set of the Recaro, or not Recaro, yeah, Recaro, the confettis, was it SR3, SR2 confetti seats? They had it in like the Celica All-Track, GT4, Supra, and this, I think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a set of those that are like in really good shape. Engine doesn't look like a jumbled pile of mess anymore.
Bunch of wires going everywhere and oil leaks.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I wonder if I still have a video of when it was all like, I don't know. That was a long time ago.
It's kind of dirty. I mean, I haven't washed it in a while. It just gets dusty sitting in here.
Yeah, all the intercooler pipes, this little intake. The one thing I've never liked is these HKS filters, because if you run a lot of boost, they'll suck them into the turbo.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just on wastegate pressure.
Yeah, I'm talking about like Hondas on like 20 something pounds.
Oh.
Like my friend had one and it sucked into the turbocharger, but
once it's tuned, I'm never gonna run more than 15 PSI on it.
yeah, I mean, that'd be
I don't really
great.
care if it's super, super fast.
Yeah.
I just want it enjoyable to drive.
And the nice thing is it doesn't have a K-swap in it.
It's all a Toyota.
Yeah, because you don't see many of these. I mean, they're either blown up or they like somebody puts like a K-swap or some other thing. Nobody really makes them original.
And the 3S GTs are great engines too. And if you want to go crazy, you can do the 5S build and use the 98 Camry 2.2 block and do the 5S GTE.
Yeah.
But I think with the flex fuel tune, it should be like close to 300 wheel, I think.
Yeah.
I know ATS Racing said I could do like up to like 360 wheel with the ethanol, but I don't want it like max power. I just want it like safe, that I can enjoy driving it.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, like high 200 wheel horse.
Instead of like a car that you're just like at a light or something and like wants to die. It's not fun.
Yeah, AC blows nice and cold in it.
Yeah, AC. AC is where it's at. Yeah, this looks really good with the white wheels.
Yeah.
I feel like the Quattro white wheels would have been too much. This is another reason why I want to paint the Pulsar red.
Because
like,
it's just, I did it because like red and white, especially on a Toyota, like if you look at like the classic Castrol WRC Toyotas, it's red, white, and green were its colors. So, and I did double stagger, so it's got 16 by 7s in the front, 17 by 8s in the rear. I had 17 by 8, 17 by 9 on it before, but the tires were like hella rubber bandy and just like it was super close to the lip, and I don't like, I'm not about that hella flush stance life shit, so.
Yeah, me neither.
I just wanted something that fit, wouldn't rub, like, and I think they look better with, honestly, like back in the day, if you look any like the best motoring hot version DVDs, a lot of the Japanese tuners would run like double stagger 15-16 on these, so it'd have like the 15s in front, 16s in the rear.
I think I actually have one of those DVDs.
Yeah, those were awesome. I used
Or
to
like
watch
the
those.
option.
Like the wheel I really wanted on these, but I couldn't find, was the K Office ones. Tsuchiya's K Office KS. It's like KSCEO1 or something. Those are like super rare. They made them, I think, for the S14.
Yeah, he made like coilovers too. And
Yeah.
they're super rare.
I ordered a set of the Bilstein yellow body damper, like the Nürburgring B6. It's like the complete actual, not the insert, because I got Coney yellow inserts right now, but the whole entire Bilstein strut for it. And then it has the Coney springs.
And we have the Focus.
That bastard child. It's just like lots of bodywork, and people weren't super interested in the bodyworking videos, so I just kind of put it on the back burner.
I think it looks pretty close.
Yeah, I just need to finish skimming the roof, the trunk, the hood, and then I got the front. We made the front bumper bash bar for it.
Yeah.
Like to the same spec as like the WRC car. So it's like, it's not two spec like exact dimensions, but it's like.
Oh, it's just like
the skid plate mounts to this, so it had to be super strong. Go mount to the end of the frame. We just gotta finish drilling it out, and then the front bumper mounts to it. But that should take, cause like the skid plate literally is gonna be bolted to that, so it had to be super like strong to take an impact on the skid plate.
Yeah.
I mean, after that, I'll just end up bending the stubs on the frame rails. There's a link that I need to make. I haven't figured out how to do it to clear the coilover in the rear, because I'm deleting the spring bucket and I have the long travel coilovers for it.
Yeah.
So this is just gonna be straight with 2 heim joints. But this guy right here, I need to make it bend around the coilover body just slightly. So kind of like the S13, I think. The S13s had a similar type of link right here.
Yeah, but they didn't bend that way.
So I have to do that.
I almost feel like
it's just barely like.
Yeah, I almost feel like you could just make a piece that is kind of. Is this just a? Man, that goes in like a super thin slot too.
Yeah. I'm gonna box everything down here too, so like I'm gonna strengthen these guys up a little bit.
This arm should be really easy to make.
Yeah, it's literally just gonna be like tube stock and then heim joint.
Yeah, and then sway bar end link.
Yeah.
Little mount. You could have a tab come off of it.
I have to look into like. I mean, this is gonna be primarily driven in gravel, dirt, and stuff. I don't know, sway bar wise, if I should change anything up with the sway bars.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Yeah, I have to play some Gran Turismo and delete a rear sway bar on a front wheel drive hatch and see what happens.
Yeah. And the other car that Sarah has at her shop is the Celica that she's restoring.
Yep. And it has, right now it's just got a Junkyard engine in it for mock-up, but it's gonna have the 2UZ out of my dad's wrecked Toyota Tundra in it.
So it'll be V8, W58?
W58. I wanted to use the R154, but I was trying to, because the stock transmission's the Eisen W40 4-speed, and when I was looking online without the transmission here, I was like, oh, dimensionally a W58 is almost the same as a W40. So I was like, sweet, this would actually use the same cross member. And then when I actually had the engine and transmission here, I was like, oh, my math is terrible. So I had already committed and bought like everything for the W58. So it's gonna have W58, so it's gonna be at its ragged edge, but it's not a drag car. Like, I have no intention of launching this thing on the limit or on slicks, so it's just gonna be like a cruising street car.
Yeah,
but
something fun.
The 2UZ's at XAT Racing in Florida right now, getting rods, pistons, cams, head work, complete build on it. So when that comes back, then it's gonna get dropped in the W58 and a Ford 9-inch. It's a custom Ford 9-inch, so it's the correct width, and it's got a welded tabs on it for the 4-link and the panhard bar.
You know, a lot of people with 86s do a Ford 9-inch too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's quick performance. That's the one.
Yeah.
They make it just 2 spec, so it's the spec exactly same. I've kept the same lug pattern, everything. Just because if you go to a 5 lug, your options for classic wheels suck. Yeah. Everything's like 16 and up, and I think big wheels are kind of dumb on these. So I ordered Watanabes in a 15 by, I think I did like a 15 by 9, 15 by 7.5 for the front. I ordered them a while ago. I don't remember. I'll have to see what the specs were, but
yeah, we'll be working on this today and probably for the next 3 days, and it should be pretty close by the time I leave. Yeah. Then you could hit it with some high build primer, get it painted in there's some yellow over there. It's going to be like this a little bit updated color.
Space mustard is what I call it.
Updated color of this.
It's like almost identical. If you swatch it, it looks the same. It's only in the sunlight where it looks different. Because this was repainted once, and when they repainted it once, they did this to it. They added a little bit of flake and pearl. So I kind of wanted to keep that because that's what the original owner of this car had done. So you can bring it in the light. It's like if you were to puke in space, this is what vomit in space looks like. Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna look good.
It's like a greenish gold vomit 1970s.
I feel like any color though with some metallic and pearl and some clear on it,
See that like
look pretty good.
it's got like the red, but the flop is really heavy, so you can see the green in the flop.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell once it's on like different angles and shapes with light hitting it.
Yeah.
It's gonna look way different.
There's a lot of people that like hate this color that I'm doing it, but I was like, hey, it's a 74 only color that they offered. This, I think it's like Harvest Gold or Gold Metallic or whatever it's called. They only offered it this year. Quintessential 1970s. Like you see it, you're like, that's 70s. So
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to try to modernize the color. I want it to look of the era. So it looks like you drank mustard and puked it all out in space. I have 1.25 cars in here right now.
You have a go-kart.
Yeah, I have a go-kart.
Oh man. Where's this?
I did a little project series on it when I restored it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a early 80s Emic.
Yeah.
And I put a Honda in.
But it's all the way in here. You can't rip it around the shop.
Yeah, it's fun. It only goes like 25 miles an hour. It's not fast. It's just a little Honda.
So I haven't seen the Forester. I mean, it's under a cover. You don't have to uncover it, but haven't seen the Forester since I came, like, I don't know if it was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, so
But you did a bunch of stuff to it.
the STI Recaro interior out of a 19 STI, rear seat and everything. I had to like unhog ring the rear seat, and I added some Alcantara suede to the bottom because the STI sedan back upright and the cushion are the same as a Forester. So I swapped, I took the fabric off and I used the foam from the Forester back seat and the metal structure, but I put the fabric from the STI on top of that and like re-hog ringed it. And I added a couple inches of Alcantara suede to the bottom because the Forester back seat just sits higher. And that's literally the only difference, is just the suede on the bottom. So I added that, and then yeah, I got the bunch of more JDMTS parts.
That's the exhaust that was on there before?
Yeah, I got a brand new HKS over there for it. That's actually an HKS for a VA Gen STI.
Yeah.
It's the same dimensions, but that one has 3-inch diameter piping, and the Forester one from HKS is 2.5.
Yeah, so you're probably going to wait to do the manual swap before you do the exhaust?
Yeah, because the torque converter is kind of acting up in this thing, so it doesn't. Oh, I did the flares. So these are like the off-road version accessory flares.
Yeah.
So I color matched them and painted the flares, put them on there when I did the Rega Masters.
Yeah, they look good with the offset.
They're 18 by 9.5. And I did the STI Brembos front and rear. So it's Beers ETS parts, 08 to 11 WRX parts, and then it's a custom drilled rotor from DBA because the Forester has a 190 millimeter parking brake and all the other Subaru models use 170.
Yeah.
So to make that work, and then everything bolted on. So it's got VA Gen STI Brembos on it, and then HKS coilovers, and then oh, it's locked.
It's locked, and Sarah doesn't have the keys, but it's
We're at my
okay.
house. But you can see the Recaros through the window.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and they have the red on them?
Yeah, they're out of like a 19 STI.
Hey, when was the last time you drove this?
2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. I was going to say you probably need to put a battery tender on it.
Yeah, I need to. I actually have to remind him to grab that.
Do you have electricity in here? Oh, yeah, there's a light. Oh, that's nice.
And then I have a ton of parts at the shop. The rest of the STI TS parts that I got from Japan Parts for it to finish it off. The only thing I haven't done that I'm debating, because this was an option on the Japanese and Australian spec STI TS, was roof rails, but they had silver roof rails. But most of the STI TS's didn't have roof rails. So Subaru just sells the little strip that goes across from a base model Forester. And I think I'm just going to delete the roof rack on it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So I did like all the pillars. They're all the black STI-TS pillars.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of interior stuff.
Yeah.
And I got like the STI anti-sway bar, and then STI strut tower bar, and then all the STI-TS chassis stiffeners that go underneath.
Yeah.
I ordered all those for it and stuff. I put the Koki model headlights. You haven't seen that either.
Oh.
So I put the adaptive Koki headlights, so they turn when you turn.
Oh yeah.
So then it has the LED boomerang.
Yeah, that's way nicer. And then it has a little STI lip. Or
Yeah,
did you?
I bought that a while ago. That was like the first thing I bought for it.
Yeah.
The shipping to ship it from Japan cost more than the lip did.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the shop I have like that. These are just like cheap knockoff, the little trim bezel pieces that illuminate. I actually ordered the correct STI ones.
Yeah.
And then I got new the satin silver STI fog light bezels for it.
Yeah.
And I ordered a new grill because this is just vinyl wrapped. So I'm gonna paint it crystal black silica. So to paint the grill crystal black silica. And then that's just like a knockoff stripe. It's supposed to have the actual Subaru cherry blossom stripe.
Yeah.
And I ordered that, so I actually have the correct stripe that should be on there. So I went like overboard making sure it was like all the correct STI-TS parts for it.
Yeah.
It's like all just accessory, like appearance stuff, other than the Brembos and the sway bars.
Yeah. Yeah, the Brembos make it really nice having that bigger brake.
2-piece, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, 2-piece.
Yeah, 2-piece DBA 4 or 5,000. I don't remember the model on it.
So I was able to see all of Sarah's cars, and she has some good ones. You think you have some good ones? You have some special ones coming up too that nobody knows about.
I do.
I think they'll be cool as long as you get it.
If I get that one, yes.
But you plan on getting one similar.
If I get that one that I'm looking at, then I probably won't be filming it for a good 6 months at least.
And you have another special car too, right? That nobody knows about?
Yeah, that one they'll see in a couple weeks.
Yep. So if you haven't seen Sarah's channel, I'll link it in the description.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube, yes. And Instagram. And TikTok sometimes. You do better on Twitter though.
I don't really have time. I don't have enough time to do Instagram and TikTok. And plus, I don't like short format content because I feel dumb making content on there because you can't cram a lot of information into 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I can't dance.
You don't have to dance. I don't dance on TikTok.
You should.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You should do the collab with Angel and do a male bikini car wash.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to see me in a bikini. I don't think anybody. But I'm gonna end the video here. It was fun hanging out with Sarah and seeing all our cars. But if you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, thumbs up, throw a comment below. As always,
Don't kick turtles.
yes.